And now, the scope of logistics. By way of explanation, the scope of something says how sizable the thing is, what the extent of it is. So if we talk of the scope of logistics, we think about such things as how big is it? How significantly does it impact industrial life? What processes do we need to go through to get it? Like we did previously, Blanchard starts with definitions of logistics from 3 dictionaries. We make the side note that the detailed coordination of complex operations involving many people, facilities and supplies refers to much more than simply material flow. And we also say that in the maintenance case, this includes workflow, people flow and information flow. Blanchard here makes the point that logistics now include extra elements, including electronic management systems such as barcodes, RFID tags, etc. Also, all this has led to a newer development called supply chain management. Here we have a definition of supply chain management by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. They say that supply chain management is a process-oriented, integrated approach to procuring, producing, and delivering end products and services to customers. It includes sub-suppliers, suppliers, internal operations, trade customers, and end users. It covers the management of materials, information, and funds flow. Also, the concept of the ILS, or Integrated Logistics Support, developed. This is a methodology for ensuring that all elements that play a role in the eventual support success get proper attention in the design process and is addressed in the support approach. This includes elements such as reliability, maintainability, maintenance planning, etc. All are listed on page 7. The goal of ILS is the development and implementation of an effective and efficient maintenance and support infrastructure. We mark the idea of design for supportability as being very important. Necessarily, in a course on maintenance logistics, we are interested in anything that makes the equipment to be maintained more supportable. One of the important outcomes of this is the division of maintenance and support activities between different levels of facilities, as we will see on the next slide. We again stress that to understand Blanchard, one has to work from the diagrams to the text and not the other way around. Here we have the idea of the system support infrastructure consisting of various facilities doing various levels of work on the equipment. These levels are also referred to as support echelons in the military. So we have organizational maintenance, basic maintenance performed at the equipment on site. Intermediate maintenance, work done in a more sophisticated facility near the production site. For this, the equipment must be transported to this facility. It can also include work done by mobile workshop units. And thirdly, depot and producer maintenance, sophisticated work done to the equipment by well-equipped facilities. This can include such facilities as the business itself, or a facility of the manufacturer or its agent. Remember, we are busy investigating the scope of logistics. On the next figure, the total scope is shown from a business flows perspective, starting at the planning of an equipment system and including all facets involved with the manufacture and support of the system over the total life cycle. Here we have all the business logistical elements. In all cases, the solid arrows indicate the forward flow of equipment or parts or materials, while the dotted lines show units returned for maintenance. We start at the planning of the development of the system. Then we have the development of the system itself, the associated development of components and materials by secondary suppliers, the production of the system, the development of facilities and infrastructure for overall repair of units when needed. That's depot support per figure 1.3. The development of warehouses for inventory supply. Support at the operational business sites per figure 1.3. And intermediate level support per figure 1.3. Another view of the scope of logistics involves components of logistics as a discipline. We are visiting them one by one. First then, logistics itself. The central idea of logistics is to make sure everything occurs according to a central comprehensive logistics plan, which is then organized and managed through the other 9 activities. Second, the necessary personnel. Third, training and training support. And 4, supply support. 5, computer resources. 6, technical data, reports and documentation. And 7, maintenance and support facilities. Nine, test, measurement, handling and support equipment. And 10, general logistics information. A further aspect of the extent or scope of logistics is that it stretches over the full life cycle of the system, starting at the need being identified, through the design of the equipment, its manufacture and use, and ending at the disposal of the system. Also, the main parts of the logistics process during the design phase occurs in parallel, but with somewhat of a phase shift. The need leads to the system design and development, which leads to the design of production capability using the design system. This then leads to the design of a support capability, which in each turn leads to the design of the eventual disposal and recycling of the system. A major graphic that we will refer to often during this course is figure 1.8, the major steps in system design and development. The yellow highlights is to mark major points in the maintenance and support development of the system. It again starts off from the definition of the need for such a system. The first major step in the design process involves the conceptual design, where the concept is developed without any detail. This is followed by the preliminary systems design, where the system starts developing its unique character. The preliminary systems design is followed by detailed design and development, where the system design is finalized. And then the actual building of the system, followed by its use and eventual retirement. Here, the activities taking place in the main design activity is compared to the logistics support activities that take place in parallel. And then some selected performance measures to determine how well the logistical support fares against the need or requirement. We now covered what logistics are and what the extent of it is. Next, we will look into the need for the discipline logistics engineering.